Good evening, baseball fans. It is Monday, May 6th. We missed Cinco de Mayo. I currently do not have any tequila shots. Are you drinking
No,
from?
I have a post-workout drink, not a drink. It's a school night.
Neither one of those things. So I don't have a drink. I have my water.
This tastes like lemonade. Yeah, it's pretty good. If
I
I put vodka in, it'd probably be just fine.
feel like that defeats the purpose of a post workout drink. Isn't a
Hence
post
why
workout drink
I will
supposed to
not.
do good things for the body? I don't know. I don't work out. Like I'm a potato. So
I had a wise friend that said, "Alcohol on Owie's outside, fix outside. Alcohol on inside, fix Owie's inside." So
that is a very smart friend. And hence why on nights when the Astros lose, I drink heavily.
for the inside Owies.
For the inside alleys. Yeah. So I'm Susie. That is Tom. This is Bourbon and Baseball, Astros edition. And we go. That was a heart wrenching,
Hold on,
abysmal.
you need to give the warning.
Oh, flibbity flobbity. Thank you. See, I'm so discombobulated. This is a rated R podcast because there will be 4-letter words strewn about. So if there's tiny children that you don't want to learn new cuss words, then turn this off. If you yourself are offended by cuss words, go ahead and turn it off. But if you're not, stick around because we're a good time. So with that, now we go. The 3-game set that could have been won with Mariners, we lost. Obviously, we won one of those games, and then Logan Gilbert,
Shoved.
who I don't want to give any credit to Logan Gilbert. I don't want to do that, but I have to. That entire fucking pitching staff is we have to give credit to because none of the starting pitching is the problem. They had a scoreless streak of 21, I want to say innings of starting pitching, giving up 2 earned runs or less until Bryce Miller comes in and we drop 4 on him. But the game that we won, George Kirby shoved, and then the bullpen just imploded on itself, and we were able to win that game. But then Logan Gilbert, stupid Sasquatch giant of a man, had to shove. And what did we lose that game 1-0? No, 2-0.
5. Framber gave up 5 runs in 5 and 2
I'm
thirds.
I'm pretending that
Uh,
Fromber isn't as bad as he was, and everyone's, "Oh, the offense still didn't do shit." Those things can be true at
can
the
be
same
true.
time. I can want Fromber to be a better fucking pitcher and also want our offense to do shit. Both things can be true. And who's to say maybe if Fromber doesn't give up the 5 runs, like maybe that sparks something. I don't know. Do we have a counter? I do need a counter of how many times Victor Caratini has caught Framber Valdez now, because this is more times now than this may become a pattern, y'all, is what I'm trying to say here. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look, but I'm pretty
Okay,
sure Victor Caratini is now Framber Valdez's personal catcher.
so let me ask you this: do you have a problem with that? Do you think Victor Caratini is not a good caller of a game?
No, I'm putting more of the onus on Framber Valdez in what the actual fuck. Why can you not? And I say that, but Yiner is DH in those days. But the fact that Yiner's stats are better when he is actually catching versus DHing, why the fuck can't you throw it to the kid? Fromber, why? It's not that I have a problem with Victor Caratini. I think it's more of me just asking Fromber, what the fuck?
For me, I think if you're gonna give Yiner a day off and it's that day, I'm okay with it. The fact that JV uses Yiner, the fact that CJ uses Yiner is enough for me. I truly feel like as long as we're getting a 80-20 split as far as catching duties for Yiner, because we know what the difference is between him behind the plate with the bat.
Right.
And yeah, like I'm okay with if they feel that could help Framber, then so be it. I don't know. I don't know. You watch Yiner's mannerisms. I don't know if he's the coddling type. He seems like he's very demonstrative back there behind the plate. And maybe they're doing that because the one time he does that to Yiner, he might explode. I'm sorry, he might to Fromber, he might explode. I don't know. It just seems like to me when Yiner's catching, he's like verbally talking to the pitchers, whether it's the bullpen, the starter, doesn't matter. Good pitch, bad pitch, up, down, calm.
Right.
He's giving you all of that. And maybe that's something that Fromber doesn't deal with. I don't have anything to
Appreciate.
back that up. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like he might be this peacock that just you need to let me fly and don't mess with me.
I don't actually know. But then again, if at the beginning of the season, if you told me, hey, Susie, let me just run something by you, just real quick. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you think, as of May 6th, that Josh Hader will have allowed as many runs this season in 15 appearances as he did all of last season in 61 appearances. I would tell you that you were out of your fucking mind and you are absolutely delulu, and there's no way in fucking hell that Josh Hader would do that. But I would be wrong. I would be wrong because that stat, courtesy of Justin Havens, our good friend on the Baseball is Dead podcast. J. Hay Kid, if you aren't following him on Twitter, you should. Great Twitter follow. And he gives out these random nugs of information, stats that just, depending on what they are, depending on how you feel about that player, that team, will either make you super happy or conversely ruin your fucking day. That's just for me though. Maybe not for everybody. Why? What is wrong with Josh Hader? What is wrong with bullpen, Tom? What's wrong with bullpen?
And that's what I was gonna lean into. It's not just Josh Hader. And I know everybody wants to see the last thing that happened and go, Josh Hader is the problem. Josh Hader is the problem. No,
No, the
Abreu
entire
has
bullpen.
been bad. You could go up and down. And for all the people who are going, put Presley back. Presley has struggled too. Like this has been a pandemic amongst the entire pen. There's been one guy that I think that can say, hey, I really haven't fucked it all up. And that's Seth Martinez. And they literally are using him like in the second inning of games because our starters can't get there, like some of them. So for me, I truly think that it's just one of those seasons, man. I wish I had a better answer. I know that's not a good answer. It's just you can't say that these guys aren't the velocity's not there. You can't say they're hurt. If you want to blame Yiner, I guess you could do that. A lot of people are calling for Maldi now because Maldi was some kind of whisper. Newsflash, fellas, ladies, whoever the fuck. Yo, the ERAs were high when Maldi was back there too. So you're not getting some he's not some whisper. I don't know why people say that. Show me the ERAs in Chicago when he catches, and I bet you they're high. And
And just as an aside, people, Maldi's not in the lineup like 80% of the time. I just need you to know that. Corey Lee is doing the bulk of the catching now.
and you know what? If he would have took the demotion, he'd probably be an Astro. Like everybody to a man glows about him, but he had to start. He had to start. He had to start. He didn't want to give way to Yiner. Had to start. All you had to do was be that dude, be a reserve guy, be the clubhouse leader, and then you would have been just fine where you were. So for all the fans of Maldi, and I know you're still out there, that's fine. He left on his own volition. He didn't want to be Yiner's backup when clearly he needed to be. So
He has a -2 OPS plus, people. A -2 OPS plus.
I am curious. I am curious. I saw something the other day where people question where are these pitch calls coming from? And is it Josh Miller? And if it's Josh Miller, then I have a problem with Josh Miller because 0-2 and you just and I'm talking about the hater at bat that he gave up the home run that tied the game that ultimately or that gave up the home run that lost the game. 0-2 and he just absolutely fooled Cal Raleigh with a slider. Had no business throwing him a heater. Up, down. Now it looked like when Fromber, or I'm sorry, Fromber, Yiner went to frame it, he wanted the ball up, like up and in, and he got it dick high. Susie's got tweet after tweet. You can't throw the ball there, guys. You just can't do it. You definitely can't do it on 0-2. He's in defense mode. Anything that looks like a strike, he's swinging. So you gave him a BP fastball down the middle on 0-2. He did what he's supposed to do. And I totally put that on whoever decided we needed to throw heater there when you've got a guy in full protect, full defense. And I've seen it a lot this season. And it makes me question where some of these calls are coming from. If you feel that Yiner can't call a game, who's calling these pitches? And why are we doing this where they get 1-2, 0-2, and then all of a sudden we're going down the middle? Framber did it. Framber had it in his game. Same thing, middle on like 1-2, and you got a guy who's protecting the plate. You cannot throw the ball there because he's absolutely going to do damage with it.
I think in Fromber and Victor's case, the one time Fromber tried, he said, fuck this. It's too much for me. And he relegated that to Victor. I think Caratini is calling those pitches. I don't know about Yiner. I don't know if they both have a pitch comp
Talking
and
about Hater
Yiner,
and Yiner?
yeah, and Yiner will call something, and then if Hater disagrees, he'll call something else. I don't know if it's that back and forth. I want to say though that I thought in an interview JV had said that Yiner was calling his game. Am I
True,
wrong?
but I always see him look into the dugout, which
Mm,
makes me wonder if they're signaling him pitches and then he's pushing the buttons. You know what I mean? I haven't really watched it enough, but I'm dying to know if he's calling these pitches or somebody in the dugout's calling these pitches so that I can assess blame. Because clearly, for me, there's certain sequences and it seems like they always get hurt where it's like, why did they throw that there? Like maybe it was mislocated, but a lot of the times it's a pitch, a type of pitch where I'm going, oh no, that should be a breaking ball. Oh no,
right,
go back to the heater. Like J Rod got a single, I think, in one of those games, and they had been busting him in, and he just was just like determined to swing at that inside fastball. So why on earth would you throw him something off the plate so he could extend his hands? And he hit it the other way and got a hit. And it was just like, you've already established his pattern, his hole, whatever. And if you're gonna throw that pitch off the plate, then it's gotta be all the way off the plate. And I'm not some kind of expert or anything like that, but just I've watched enough baseball to know, hey, you see a guy's tell, you wear him out. When Bellinger was in the playoffs and everybody knew that back foot slider was going to be a strike because he could not swing at it, they all threw it
right.
to him.
Guys, he makes me shake my head because Bryce Miller pitched a fucking gem. I don't think because we had four runs that he was not doing work. Those 4 runs came at the end of his innings, and this is his second year in the league. It's he was dealing 99% of that game. So the fact that we scored 4 runs and John Singleton, Big John, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, sir. I'm gonna give you all your flowers. We talked about you on the last episode. We're gonna talk about you again on this episode. I'm gonna give you your flowers in just a second. But the fact that we got home runs, like, to do the damage, because we're not unfortunately passing the baton. We can't pass the baton on the Mariners. You're lucky if you get a hit. You need to make them count. When we have 4 runs on the Mariners, the bullpen needs to come in and shut that shit down. Brian Abreu hitting a motherfucker. I'll give the blame for the hit because obviously, but I will never in 1 million fucking years, if you had a gun to my head and said, Susie, I need you to look at this and tell me if it's a balk. I'm dying right then and there. I'm getting shot in the fucking head. I don't know what a balk is, guys. I don't know. I will never fucking know. Because the fact that Brian Abreu got called for a fucking balk on this and Junior Valentine is signaling to like his back leg that buckled. What are you doing? He was throwing to first base. I will never understand. I will never understand. And people are gonna be like, well, don't you see it? No, no, I don't see it. I don't fucking see it. Y'all are fucking
Well,
idiots.
in your defense, neither did Joe Espada. And I keep saying this and I keep harping on this. At some point in time, he's got to go earn his paycheck. The lineup, I feel, and this is, I get it. There's more to just crafting a lineup, but I feel this team, this lineup, this bullpen is set up so that I feel like either one of us could do his job. But his ability to go get in somebody's face or motivate his guys, that's what they're paying him for. They're not paying him to put names on the lineup. They're not paying him to pick who's coming out of the pen. They're not paying him to set up the rotation. All of those things are really easy with this team. It's being able to connect with Altuve, with Brian Abreu, with those guys, and being able to lean on past experience. It's having that leadership trait. And part of that for me is going and wearing Junior Valentine out, getting an early shower, and letting them know, hey, we're not going to be pushed around. You're not just going to fuck with us. And the fact that Junior Valentine looked at him and said, don't come out here. And he basically just stood there and just took it. Look, you want to motivate, you want to fire up, you want to invigorate your team. That's how you do it. You go kick some friggin' dirt on his shoes, you point and you spit, and you let him know that you didn't see a balk because no one else can see the balk. And we're tired of it. We're tired of it. This is the third umpiring crew in a row where it's been questionable umpiring for multiple games. And this, you creating something out of nothing, we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
It's fucking ridiculous. And the fact that came around to score and to tie it up, and then I'm all, "It's great. Okay, let's okay, guys, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this." No, we can't. No, we fucking can't.
90 feet right there changed the game. Changed the game. And for me, I think it changed Josh Hader too. Closers, and Presley's done this before in the past. Closers are so wired one way, and it's to come in with the lead in the bottom of the ninth and get 3 outs. And when you have to ask them to do anything otherwise in the eighth inning to try to get a 4 out save with the game tied to hold the lead, they just don't function right. Whether it's Presley, whether it's you name the closer, it doesn't matter. And it's always been that way, especially for the Astros. So for me to bring him in a tie game, knowing that he's just not going to have the same energy, not going to have the same commitment, drive, whatever the hell you want to call it, kind of malpractice.
So we're gonna tip our hats. We are going to tip our hats. We are gonna give all of the motherfucking flowers to Big John Singleton. Doing the damn thing. Doing the damn thing. Big John, how long have we been saying if he got every day around at first base, he would be that guy? He would be that guy, and he's proving it. And let me read you the homestand numbers for John Singleton. A 300 batting average. That's very good. 6 hits, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, 5 runs. Big John Singleton, people. Big John Singleton doing the damn thing, earning his paycheck,
Mhm.
earning a very good paycheck. You who's not earning a paycheck?
One of the most expensive players on the club.
Yeah, yeah. That I'm looking at you, Alexander David Bregman. You're who I'm looking at. Okay, you get the full name, the middle name, because I'm fucking fed up with you.
Moms only do that when you're fucking up.
There's
You're in trouble when you get the
so
middle name.
many syllables. Alexander David Bregman. Listen, I don't know what needs to fucking happen. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you and Reagan are having a hard time. I don't know if you have lost money with the horses. I don't fucking know. I got excited. I got excited because I saw the spring training. I saw all the work that you did. I saw the results in spring training, in the hot spring training and the contract year. And I got excited. And that's on me. That's on me. I'll own that. I will own that because when one has expectations, they're bound to just fuck it up. So I'll take the blame for having the expectations. Alexander, David, Bregman, this shit on you. What are we doing? We saw brief glimpses. We saw brief glimpses again of him working a walk of the old Alex Bregman. And then the next at bat, just a one pitch pop out, driving me insane.
And against good pitching, it's so important because while, yes, Big John Singleton got the homer that put the Astros on top momentarily, giving us a glimpse at a potential series win, I think when the Astros really started to dent the armor that Bryce Miller had was when they started having long at bats. You saw some really good at bats leading up to that point. I think Altuve worked a great walk in front of Tucker in order to get that 2-run homer to get that started. Foul
Yep.
and just grinding
Perfito
below
had a
Perfito.
granted, it didn't lead to a run or on it, but I want to say it was 10,
Yeah.
11 pitch at bat. Just in that at bat alone was double, maybe triple the pitches that he had put in any of the other innings. And that is what really incensed me this entire series. The way that George Kirby was pitching, the way that Logan Gilbert was pitching. Logan Gilbert went 8 innings, y'all. 8 innings. That's not the Astros' way of playing ball. I feel like when the Astros are locked in and in the zone, we're knocking out that starting pitcher 4th inning, 5th inning, and getting into that bullpen. 8 innings? 8 innings, really? The Mariners did us a favor. George Kirby's knee was bothering him, so they removed him after only like 68 pitches or 66 pitches. And then the bullpen came in and fucked it all up. But if George Kirby's knee wasn't bothering him, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure it would have been like a complete game shutout. I think up until that point, he allowed like no, I take that back. I take that back.
I
Jordan
thought they got
Alvarez.
him for a run.
No, I think all of those runs came on the, whatchamacallit, on the relievers. Didn't they? Fact check me, please.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
But the Gilbert went 8. Bryce Miller probably could have gone 8. I think he went 7. That's not what we're doing here. People, we need the long at bats. We need fouling off 43 pitches. These one pitch pop outs are driving me insane. Driving me absolutely insane.
Kirby went 6 innings, giving up 1 run, 4 hits with 3 Ks.
And see, and that's another thing. When George Kirby is on, he's striking out the world. So yeah, I guess his knee was bothering him. So we put the ball in play every other time, just right at people, just right at people. I hate baseball. I hate baseball. I love baseball, but I hate baseball.
I will say this. Yes, they lost the series. However, they were in these ball games to a point, and that's a far cry from 2 weeks ago when starter after starter was just getting shelled in the first inning. Offense was absolutely lifeless. You were getting nothing. You've got guys like Trey Cabbage and Joey Loperfido and Big John Singleton that are contributing now that were not in the lineup 2 weeks ago. I really feel like if Alex Bregman gets his shit together, you're really going to have a very potent lineup that can go against anybody. He's the really he's the question mark right now for me. Like as much as yeah, you don't know if Jake Myers is going to do something or Loperfido. He's gotten a hit in every game, but it's except I think except for the last one. But the strikeouts are a ton. But you trade that. He's made some great defensive plays. Trey Cabbage, we wanted to see him because he had a good first appearance. I just I don't know. Is Chaz coming back? Dubon, stuff like that. But I feel like all of those things can be minimalized if Alexander David Bregman is right, because that top of the lineup is really good. I feel like Jordan's starting to figure out some things a little bit, and it's just missing Bregman.
Who has a higher OPS plus, Jas McCormick or Alex Bregman?
It's got to be Chaz. I think Bregman's is so low. Like he's normally a really slow starter, but his OPS 200 points lower than that. So for
This is his
me,
worst start since 2016. Do you want to know what his LPS plus is? It's gonna make you sad.
I don't know, like
Like
5 something.
a 63,
Oh, OPS plus. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah.
a 63 OPS plus.
100 is average, people.
hmm This is a 552 OPS. Y'all, he has one home run. One. One. We played enough games at home with the bullshit Crawford boxes where he could do something.
I'm not even upset with the home runs. Like, I get it. That's a big metric that measures a hitter. But if you told me his OPS was 800 and he had 1 home run and he was batting 275 with however many RBIs, I probably don't care because the Astros are winning more games. The power is not for me defining of Alex Bregman. I think it's more defining of Tuck and Jordan than it is, and maybe Yiner to an extent. Bregman, we just need him to be that dude that's always on base, is always working walks, that's getting timely hits. RBI guy, drive guys in. That's it.
Okay, so we've been harping on Alex Bregman taking longer at bats, working walks. Would you believe me if I told you that he was tied for second on this team in walks?
No, I would not.
Kyle Tucker leads the Astros with 24 walks. And then Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman are tied with 14 walks apiece.
Yeah, but that's not a good number.
And then Jordan Alvarez with 13.
That's not Bregman like at all.
No, no, it is not. Also, we're talking about these like one pitch pop outs and these grounding into double plays. And surprisingly enough, Alex Bregman has only grounded into 3 double plays. I feel like it's so many more.
No, you got to think about he was in the 2 hole for so long. There was nobody on base in front of him. He grounded out into what could have been so many more double plays, but there was nobody. There was, I mean, I feel like other times when people were on base, it was with 2 outs.
Alexander David Bregman, tell me what we need to do.
I want it for
Nope.
him. I want him to be right. I want him to be able to say, I did this, I got the bag. I'm not mad if he does. I am mad if we have to watch this and they won't move him the way they did Jose Abreu. This is something that we harped on last season to no end when Dusty Baker would not do this with Jose Abreu when he had his absolutely horrendous start. We're not saying that Alex Bregman doesn't belong in this lineup and on this team. What we are saying is that you have to give your team the best chance to win. And right now, Alex Bregman doesn't do that in the 2 hole, in the 4 hole, maybe not in the 6 hole. So I really think that if they want to put the best possible lineup together until he figures it out, you have to be willing to move him down in the lineup. And I just don't know if four is far enough.
So say Alex Bregman does get dropped. Therefore, that means other people get pushed up,
Sure does.
which leads me to ask you then, does that fuck with Jeremy Pena's head? If we move Jeremy Pena into the 4 spot, I
It
mean,
might.
con- considering he's doing well where he is and he's moved up a couple of spots, is batting cleanup going to fuck with his head? That it again, I don't know what it is, but it does look like hitting cleanup maybe fucks with Bregman's head. So will that pressure be mounted onto Jeremy Pena's yoked up shoulders?
I don't know. I would probably tinker the other way. Maybe I put Jordan there, put Pena in the 2 hole.
He can be a never mind. So you're saying it's Jose Altuve, Jeremy Pena, Kyle Tucker.
Or if you like Kyle Tucker there at the 2 hole, which I do, then you can put him at 3 and then put Jordan at 4. Then you have your left, right,
So
left, right.
Jose, Tuck, Pena, Jordan,
Jordan. Yep.
and then
Yiner,
Yiner.
Bregman, Bregman.
Uh huh. And then who?
Insert whichever outfielders you think are going to play that day.
Okay.
I take
So
that back. I take that back. It'd probably be Big John Singleton and then Bregman and then insert whoever the other outfielders.
oh, so you're pushing Bregman all the way to 8.
I'd put him at 7. 7.
Okay.
It's the right thing to do right now while he's struggling.
Or do we put him at the end of the lineup so that Jose Altuve can be his protection, quote unquote?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I understand protecting bad hitters. Alex Bregman's not a bad hitter. And if he needs protection, then he's got bigger problems. So the Astros have bigger problems. If you're telling me, and people will say that, it's so crazy that you point that out because people say Alex Bregman doesn't have any protection. I'm like, you had some of the best fucking hitters in the world in front of you or behind you, like for the entire first month of the season, did absolutely nothing. So now you're telling me it needs to be Jose, what Jordan wasn't enough?
Right.
Tuck
Yeah.
wasn't enough?
No, it's our short king's
And
it's our
again,
short king's birthday. Feliz
I want
cumpleaños, short king.
I want to point out this is not a strap Alex Bregman to a rocket, trade him, get him off my team. This is not that. It's just until he
It's
figures it
it's
out,
not that for Tom. It's not that for Tom.
it's not.
We're getting there for me.
Oh,
We're
okay.
getting there.
I'm not there. I'm not there. You'll never get the value for him. Like there's no sense in doing that. You're better off hoping that he gets right than trying to trade him to someone where they give you prospects that never become something. You know what I mean? Like you're
We
when
we
Bregman's
can
right,
we can rebuild our horrible farm system, Tom. Come on
I
now.
I don't believe we have a horrible farm system. I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe that bringing prospects from other farm systems necessarily make them better. You know what I mean? Now, the pundits do. As soon as they leave the Astros farm system, they're all of a sudden great. But I don't believe that we have bad farm hands that can't be good baseball players. I believe our development is phenomenal. We develop guys that nobody wants to develop.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so I don't think you need to trade Alex Bregman. You just need him to get out of his own head and get it right. And when he does, it's game on. The team will be perfectly fine because he will go back to having tons of runners on base and driving them in and holding 4 fingers up, should have walked me. He'll be all of that all over again. And the team will score 11 billion runs. It's until that point where you're not knocking out that starter because he's able to get out of first and third with 2 outs and you're not putting 10 more pitches on him and 20 more pitches on him because he's got to face 2 more batters that you're hurting the team. They're game changers. When you talked about a starter going 8 innings, that never used to happen against the Astros. Even when they didn't win, they were still getting into that bullpen. They were still battling, giving it bats other than Altuve, who was normally going to get you a hit with that one pitch, whatever. Everybody else is going, all right, I'm going to get to 2 strikes. I'm going to grind. I'm going to battle. Tuck would do the same thing. He'd come out and probably swing at the first 2 pitches, foul him off, and then it'd be pitches 3-2, and then he'd turn around and take 1 yard.
and it's not happening. And I don't know when we got out of that. And Espada spoke to that and said that they've gotten out of their approach, that they're trying to get too big, try to do too much. And we need to lock back in people. I don't know if Julia needs to throw shit at you to remind you what to do. I don't know.
I'm really hoping the Yankee Stadium is the answer.
Give me your prediction for the Yankees series.
My prediction is that they win that series. They drop a game, JV shoves, they score runs. I think bullpen response, and I think they lose. Who's to start after JV? It's not Ronell, is it?
I think it's Spencer Getty.
I think maybe they lose that start. I feel like it might get a little big for him, and then they're scrambling. But if CJ
So
comes in after that, that's the best scenario.
it's not a 4-game series. It's a 3-game series though.
Who's the third game? I'm sorry.
Ronell.
Okay, I love what Ronell does. With the changeup, I think that's perfect for Yankee Stadium. So you give me JV, you give me Ronell starts. You hope that Spencer shows you another level, but I just wonder, man, if being the first time in Yankee Stadium, that's just too big for him. But I feel like Altuve loves to hit there. I feel like Bregman loves to hit there. I feel like Jordan loves to hit there. And if those guys are hitting, I don't care who's starting for the Yankees. There's no one in their rotation that scares me. No one. Rodon got lit up last time. There's nothing saying he won't get lit up again. I think Stroman gets one of those games. He might actually pitch well. I think that's the last game of the series.
Yeah.
And then
And it's Luis
Gil,
Gil versus Verlander. Right-handed pitcher was a 3.19 ERA. Brand new guy that they brought up. I am looking at his Savant page. Oh, hey, guess what? I have one of these nifty Daily Bobs, and we're going to share the screen here. Maybe we're going to share the screen here, and I will show you Luis Gil. And I want to say they pronounce it Hill. Oh, you can't see the Baseball Savant page because of the things over it. I love that. Good job, Susie. Ah, there it
yay.
is. All right. So Baseball Savant. Lots of red on the Baseball Savant page. Uh, be interesting. It will be interesting to see if we can break through. Looks like he has 3 pitches, 4-seam fastball that he relies on 59.3% of the time, a changeup that he relies on 23.6% of the time, and a slider. So just a steady diet of low and away sliders to half of our team. And we shall see what happens. Let's see. Vertical movement, horizontal movement. So I want to say though that in Yankee Stadium, they have got the vertical movement and the horizontal movement numbers like on the big board. Maybe that'll, I don't know, be helpful. I don't think, do we have that at Minute Maid? I don't think we do.
I've never seen it. I think that's cool though. I want to say when I went to Kauffman Stadium, they have a huge big board. It's like this big, like more like a computer screen turned sideways
Mhm.
than it is a scoreboard type thing. And it showed a lot of those stats, which I thought was cool.
So the run value for the pitch types, his 4-seam fastball has a 4 run value, which is good. The changeup has a 3 run value. Less good, but still good. And his slider has a -1. So maybe Jeremy Pena can get to those sliders. So let's see.
That means he hangs them, right?
Hopefully. So that is the matchup with JV tomorrow. Hopefully there will not be anybody on base when JV gives up the inevitable homer. And all I ask people, Houston Astros, please, for the love of God, give the man some run support. Please, I beg of you. Let's just stop sharing the screen here. And then we're going to put this back over here with things. Oh, look at that. Magic. Magic, people.
Very awesome.
So that is the matchup for Tuesday. That is a 6:05 game because obviously we are in Yankee Stadium. Now, I want to say that there is supposed to be some bad weather going that way. Like, it's supposed to rain the entire time. We'll see what actually happens. I'm wondering if maybe they don't maybe try and pull off a double header or something on one of those days because apparently starting Tuesday it's supposed to rain, but then it's supposed to get really bad like Wednesday through the weekend. Look out. Be on the lookout. So Verlander versus Luis Hill. And I'm torn because I just picked up Louis for my fantasy. Now I'm like, fuck.
You saw the matchup and picked him up anyway?
I didn't realize that I did not realize that I misjudged. I miscounted the things. And so I thought we were gonna miss him. And then I already used one of my moves,
We know
pick
you
him
only
up,
get 3 of those.
and now I only get three. I only get three. So now I'm stuck with him. So I'm hoping, here's what I'm hoping. Here's what I'm hoping that Hill shoves for 6. Mhm. And then the bullpen comes in, and then we just tee off on bullpen. That's what I'm hoping.
Do you realize that you just doomed yourself to a horrible, like,
Look, a
watching experience?
reverse curse. That's okay. If the Astros tee off on Luis Gill, like I will take the L. I will take the L, and I'll be okay. I'll be okay because the Astros will have won, and
You're supposed
ultimately
to
that
say,
is
"I'm not gonna start him. I'm gonna sit him
no.
because
I'm not doing that.
I'm not taking the negative number because he's gonna put up a negative number."
No, no, not doing that. Absolutely not. So I am in first place in my league. That's where I'm not doing that.
Even more reason to do it because you can actually take that L.
Yeah, but there's a pitching innings requirement. There we go. So
Mhm.
I have to hit 30 innings.
That you
I
say a
have to
lot
hit
of
30
guys
innings.
don't hit.
All I'm saying is I have very few starters going this week. So I need all the innings I can get. All right. Stop trying to convince me that fetch is cool. Fetch is never going to happen. Okay. I'm not going to sit him. That's not what's going to happen. What is going to happen, however, is I need the Athletics to be the Rangers.
We
What's going to
do.
happen.
We do. I feel and that's the big thing that's, like, giving me some semblance of peace right now. The division's just not being ran away with, and yes, 2 out of 3 would have been fantastic, and it would have absolutely made things a little bit tighter, but I still feel like Christian Javier comes back is huge. I think even though Hunter was admirable in his 5 innings of work,
He got through 2 innings without giving up a run, people. Squandered at Astros.
so I think CJ, if he's healthy, which it looked like he was in Sugarland, is definitely an improvement there, and I heard something the other day that Bagwell said that was interesting to me, which I always thought, but it's still weird to hear a player say it, that players are like fans. When they see a starter that they're not 100% behind, they tend to like, "Shit, we gotta go score some runs today, boys." And Bagwell spoke to it. Yeah, he did that. So I could see where some of those guys are going, "Shit, Hunter's going. We're definitely gonna have to go score some runs because he's gonna give up some runs." And that's why they're so big, and that's why the at bats are different and stuff like that. Where when you see a guy that I think they have more faith in Ronell and then Verlander, stuff like that, the approaches are a little different. So getting CJ back will help that, I think.
Is he
And
going to fix
then
our bullpen?
no, it will not. The only thing that can fix the bullpen is the bullpen. And this whole thing turns out to be a whole Josh Miller thing, and I hope they figure that out fast because I'm starting to really wonder why the stat you just said about Josh Hader is what it is. Because yes, they played some really good teams, a lot of first place teams, but these guys should be performing way better than whatever it is they're doing right now. And I don't see anything that says they're tipping. I don't see anything that says, you know, they're locating too terribly bad. Yeah, there is some, but I feel like sometimes it's definitely a pitch mix thing that I see that I'm just like, why did they throw that pitch? It doesn't make any sense. And the funny thing was is after Hader gives up the home run, the next like 7 pitches were like any one of those strikes out, counter rally, any one of them. And they're all so good and they're all in such different locations, so much better. And I'm like, that one pitch just was really not the one. And I don't know where it came from.
I don't know, guys. We're going to be here covering it all, giving you all of the hard numbers, the Alexander David Bregman sucking it up. But we're not, you know what though, guys? Let me just clue you in on a little something. We're not the only team that have superstars that are not performing to the level at which we expect. There are a lot of teams out there that have a lot of guys that are like, where the fuck are you, sir? All right. The British have 3 of them. Austin Riley, Matt Olson, and Ronald Acuna Jr. I say this as the Braves have the one of the best records. I see it. I see it, guys. Okay. But the fact that Matt Olson, Austin Riley, and Ronald Acuna Jr. all have literal like 100 OPS pluses, that average baseball player, none of those motherfuckers are average by any stretch of the word. So Matt Olson, Austin Riley, Ronald Acuna Jr. not doing the things that they are known to do. Aaron Judge, Aaron Judge is warming up. He's locking back in. But Yankee front office, Yankee fans, I don't actually know where you guys would be without one. Like
Nowhere.
Juan Soto, like the Yankee lineup without Juan Soto,
Is last year's Yankees. Very bad.
abysmal, abysmal. Do you know who leads the American League in strikeouts, Tom?
You gave me this question the other day, and I felt like it was like the Mariners or somebody in the division.
No, not a team, a single player.
Oh, no, I
What
do not know.
single player has the most strikeouts in the American League?
I do not know.
It is Aaron Judge. It is
That's
Aaron
crazy.
Judge with 44 strikeouts. You want to know another stat? Another crazy fucking stat?
I know he's batting 220, which for the what is he? How many is it? $380 million man or whatever the price he just got. Like you did not pay for 220.
Who leads the American League in walk?
You're gonna tell me it's Aaron Judge? A 220 batting average and a 125 OPS plus. That explains it. Above average player, even though he's not hitting, he's still finding a way to get on base.
I read that stat and I was like, I don't understand why. What? Hold on. What do you mean, Aaron Judge? Really? That guy? Aaron Judge leads the league with 26 walks with 44 strikeouts. So leads the American League in strikeouts and walks.
To the A's for absolutely playing their tail off when they really don't have a lot to play for. Yeah, they're all ball players and they need to earn a check and they need to like potentially move on to other places or whatever. But I imagine the A's are not going to try to contend for the next, what, 3 years, 4 years before they get to Las Vegas. So there's a group there. The super young guys, maybe they're around when that happens. But until
I don't think
then,
they ever actually make it to Vegas. I think they're sitting in Sacramento. I
they,
think Vegas might have been like a smoke screen.
I don't know. I saw renderings for a badass ballpark in Vegas.
That's the only thing that you fucking seen
It would make
is
sense for the MLB to be in Vegas, though.
like
Why?
AI rendering.
I
There's
don't. I don't understand why you would leave them in Sacramento. You'd move them somewhere else. I wouldn't think Sacramento would be worthy of a baseball club.
I think they're whatchamacallit onto the AAA ballpark. And I think I don't know enough about the other sports. The owner of the Kings, is that basketball?
Sacramento Kings basketball, yep.
Okay. Does he own something else there too? The owner of the Sacramento Kings?
They don't have a football team, so it wouldn't be that. Maybe hockey. I don't know.
What is that? Is that I don't know. I want to say
That's San
I want to
Jose.
say he okay. I want to say he owns another sports something in Sacramento as well. And I think this was the ultimate goal was to get a basketball team, a baseball team in Sacramento.
Maybe it could happen, but I think they'd have to build a brand new first class stadium. They'd probably have to pay for it. No way the city of Sacramento is going to turn around and pay for a ballpark.
JJ Bleday just worked a walk, and the
Mhm.
guy that the A's just called out 3 days ago in his first two hits for the A's were home runs is up to bat right now.
Let's
So there's a
go.
chance. There's a chance. I don't remember his first name, but his last name is Aaron. So
His
let's
name
go,
is
A's.
Brett Harris, number
Is it
77.
Brett or Brent with an N?
Brett,
Brett.
Brett.
All right. Let's go, Brett Harris.
He is in 14 ABs, he has 3 hits and 2 of them are homers. So, all or nothing.
Go, Brett. Go, Brett. If the A's somehow turn it around and are on this like catapult, I'll be on the A's train. I will be on that train. I'm gonna let you know. This is gonna be Astros edition slash A's. Okay. I will proudly wear green and gold if the A's somehow manage to keep this up.
How many baseball teams will that be for you then? Like 4?
Sure, I love baseball. I love all baseball slash hate all baseball. Specifically, I hate Astros baseball because that's the only baseball that can hurt me. All of the other baseball can't hurt me. If the A's
Mhm.
lose, that won't hurt. If the
I think
Orioles, that won't hurt me. The D-backs hurt me just a little bit, but just like a skosh, like a paper cut compared to the Astros ripping my fucking heart out.
they do
The
that.
difference. That's the difference. I only love the Astros. I love all of the other. The love, that is reserved. That is reserved for the Astros. Damn you, Brett. Unassisted double play.
Oof.
That's
Hit
the
it to the
worst.
first baseman, probably like a laser right at him.
Mhm. Yep,
Ah,
94 mile an hour little fastball.
that was gonna be a double down the line, and that person was gonna score from first. It was gonna be high drama. Instead, the Rangers.
So now, since the Rangers won and the Mariners lost, I think they're now tied.
Good.
'Cause I wanna say that they were half a game back.
I hope they beat each other up. I hope the whole division beats each other up because that is exactly what you need if you're an Astros fan. You don't want anybody to run away with the division because that's truly the best way to get into the playoffs for the Astros with the start that they had, short of some crazy 20-game win streak or something nuts like that.
Guess who is tied atop the AL West division? The Mariners and the Texas Rangers. And the Oakland Athletics are 1 game under 500. Good on you, Athletics. Good on you. Standings watch. Tom hates this part, so I'm gonna do it anyways, and that's what we do here. AL West, Seattle, Texas tied at 19 and 16, Oakland at 17 and 18, which is a 486 winning percentage. 2 games back. Houston and the Angels tied for last place in the AL West. 12 and 22, baby. 353. 353 winning percentage. Oh, no, where I take it back. I take it. I take it back, people. I take it the fuck back. The Angels playing tonight? Oh, guess what? Guess what? As of right now, since we didn't play today, and the Angels did, and the Angels lost, guess who? Guess who's a half a game up? We no longer share the bottom spot. The Angels take that all by themselves now. All by themselves. All by their lonesomes. They're 7 games back. We are only 6.5 games back. I'm gonna take the W though. I'm gonna take the W, and we're not last place.
I don't give a fuck about anybody's standings until July 31st.
I
No
know.
fucks
Oh, look,
given. It
this is
does not
this is
matter.
why
It
I
does
preface
not
this.
matter.
I fucking preface this with Tom doesn't give a fuck. That's why I said, Tom, just take your headphones off, Tom. Just don't listen. Don't even listen to this.
I'm gonna be here and
Um,
let you read the standings, and then I'm gonna say, I'll give a
I
fuck.
know. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I know. I'm aware. All right. So AL East, the Baltimore Orioles sit atop the AL East with a 23 and 11 record, which is a 676 winning percentage. New York Yankees, 23 and 13, 1 game back. The Boston Red Sox, 19 and 16, 4.5 games back. Tampa Bay Rays, right there at 500, 6 games back. And the Toronto Blue Jays, 16 and 19, 7.5 games back. Toronto Blue Jays, what are you doing? Why the fuck do you guys suck? What's happening with over there? I say you suck. You don't suck. You're 16 and 19. You're just not performing as well as one would hope. Okay. The Cleveland Guardians, who everyone had on their bingo card, sitting on top of the AL Central, 23 and 12 with a 657 winning percentage. 20 and 14 is what the meat loving Minnesota Twins are, 2.5 games back. The Kansas City Royals, also 2.5 games back. So they are tied. Look at that. Detroit Tigers, who we face after the Yankees, by the way, are 18 and 17, 5 games back, 1 game over 500. And the Chicago White Sox, we don't actually have to worry about them. I take that back. We probably do. 8 and 27, 8 and 27, 15 games back. I don't think they're going anywhere, people. Do you know who the best team in the NL is now?
Dodgers.
It's not who you think. It is the Philadelphia Phillies, baby. 25 and 11. I didn't have that on my bingo card, not gonna lie. NL East, 25 and 11 with the Phillies on top. 3 games back from them is the Atlanta Braves with a 20 and 12 record. 7 games back at even 500. Washington Nationals. New York Mets, 7.5 games back, 17 and 18. And the Miami Marlins, I'm very sorry, Miami Marlins, 10 and 26. Milwaukee Brewers sit on top of the NL Central with a 20 and 14 record. That is good for a 588 win percentage. The Chicago Cubs apparently have a technically better record, but the winning percentage is different. They're not
Played
in
more
games back.
games, played
Yeah.
more
So
games.
they're the Cubs are 21-15. Their winning percentage is 583. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds are tied 4 games back. And the Seattle Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals. I just made up a whole new team, y'all, that we can hate altogether. 15-25.5 games back. Who do you think comes out of the NL West besides the Dodgers? Do you think anyone comes out of the NL West?
Your Diamondbacks should, right?
The similarities between the Diamondbacks and the Astros are eerily, eerily shocking, like similar.
It's gotta be really
Leaving,
hurting your heart.
leaving all of the runners on base, all of the runners on base, and they're literally scoring either 15 or one.
I don't know, San Diego's got, a little something cooking there.
San Diego is 19-19. They are 500 right there, baby. LA Dodgers 23-13, obviously. Arizona 15-20, 7.5 games back. San Francisco 8 games back, and then the Colorado Rockies 14 games back. So I'm gonna give you these playoff odds as well from Fangraphs. I'm not making these up, people. I'm not just pulling airs out of my butt, numbers out of my butt. That's not what I'm doing. Do you know the percentage? This is what I don't understand about these percentages and all of these things. So from the AL West, Fangraphs has the Mariners clinching the bye at 22.7%. The Rangers, 12.3%. The Astros, at 9.1%. Clinching wild cards, Seattle Mariners have a 16.1% versus the Mariners. Oh, excuse me. The Rangers have a 17.6. The Mariners have a 15, and then us with a 16. Between the Rangers and the Astros, it has the Astros with a higher probability of winning the World Series, but yet it has a lower probability of making the playoff. Math's dumb.
They are
Probability.
basically saying they're basically saying that if the Astros make the playoffs, they are one of the most dangerous teams in the playoffs. Roster construction, so on and so forth. If they don't make the playoffs, then you don't have to worry about that. But if they get in, which is what we've been saying, Fangraphs is basically saying that if they get in, nobody's going to want to see them because they've got all the experience. They will have a deep they'll have a deep rotation, which will, in fact will make the bullpen deeper, and their lineup is their lineup. If they don't make it, well then that's why the percentages are what they are.
We're gonna wrap up, guys. Put in the comments what you guys think our record is going to be after the Yankee series. Is Jose Altuve going to make the Yankees cry again? Magic 8 Ball says yes. I don't even have Magic 8 Ball.
You're the magic eight ball.
I am the Magic 8. That was my stripper name in college. I'm just kidding.
Woo!
I think, though, that Jose Altuve may actually do the things when people are on base. If we can get people at the end of the lineup to do the thing, right? Should be an interesting series. So 3 games there, 3 games in Detroit. We see if the games actually happen, though. Be on the lookout for rain delays. Tom, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
At Third Coast Tom on Twitter. That is what we call it. The people that call it X are entirely too young or weird or both. I don't know. At TC Tom1 on Instagram. I do dabble on Instagram a little bit. I do not have the bandwidth to do all the things. Susie does a lot of the things on Instagram. I don't necessarily do all the things on Instagram. And the PSF app. We are covering the game on Wednesday. It should be a good one. I hope. I know I just said Spencer Getty's probably going to lose that game, but maybe I can reverse juju our way into a dub that way and say that, and then we cover it and they win. We shall see. We may not even get a game with all the weather concerns. So hopefully that works out that we got a game. It's the best place to watch a game if you're not at the game. And since there's a good chance not a lot of people are flying to New York, come hang out with us, guys. Can't be at Minute Maid Park. We're cheaper than going out to a bar. Pour your favorite drink. Come talk shit with us. I promise it'll be a good time.
It will be, mainly because you're hanging out with us. Duh. We are a barrel of monkeys, people, a barrel of monkeys. I don't actually think a barrel of monkeys would be fun. I feel like that would be way more chaotic than fun. Actually, I take that back. That definitely does describe it. Barrel of monkeys. So, again, guys, we're up with the predictions for this series in the YouTube comments if you have not yet subscribed. Subscribe to the YouTube. What the fuck are we doing? Just hit the red button. Tell all your friends to do that as well. Please and thank you. I don't even give a fuck if they don't watch baseball. We just need numbers. Speaking of numbers, I just got the number of how much it's going to cost me to go to Big Girl College in January. And so I need y'all to pump up the podcast. Okay. I need sponsors. I need sponsors to actually pay me to do this shit so that I can afford to go to college. Big girl number of colleges. Scary. Very scary. So do the ratings, the reviews on the Spotify and the Apple podcast. Tell all your friends, hey, guess what? There's this Astros podcast. You should probably listen to it. Oh, you're not an Astros fan? Hey, guess what? She does another baseball podcast. Talks about all the teams. Go listen to that too. Okay? Just say, good time. We're good time people. With that said, we are going to wrap it up and say, yeah, baseball. You guys want to say?